So I'm gonna say some joke, try to show in the middle way of my presentation if I could. But today I'm going to talk about how we can use the open source for hacking the career, and how AI will be able to help this kind of knowledge gap of the open source ecosystem and community. I am Nori, and let me talk about something about the statement. So OSS will won't betray you. What does it mean by this? I was always thinking like, how can I escape from kind of traditional educational bias, especially for hiring new people or to get fundraise, do whatever. Like traditional educational bias is more related to the whole like career and building the trust and build the social career and everything. Let's say, imagine if you're 18 years old right now and just graduate the high school, you're considering to become a great software developer, and it will be paid well, and you can travel a lot, and probably be able to build a good career. Okay, this is a dream, and what would you do? And what do you think like what made your this kind of chance to increase in your life? For instance, I think it's kind of traditional path that probably some sort of amount of like lucky will be assumed in the life, like a big famous college and university. But probably if you're international students, it's really expensive to get in, and also probably some sort of lucky you need to have that you're born of rich parents, or you might need to get the scholarship. It's not really equal, I think. Okay, what's the other verse? All right, internship. Yeah, I considered sometimes way back then, but the reality is, if you're not from top school, actually it's not really to get in, and it's because all students apply for the same role, same job opportunity. Okay, what else? Join startup. This could be probably interesting. But there's some range. So in case of like top startup, if you are not from the top school, so yeah, they still using this kind of, how can I say, bias based on the label of the what your educational educational background is, and what if it's the normal or almost like not great, okay, but not really amazing startup. Yes, probably they are absolutely looking for more number of users, so number of developers. But I don't know if you're able to meet is like triple A plus level colleagues. Sorry. Okay, starting with your own startup. This is another first. The reality is 90% of companies, especially the startups, we go like this. This is basically the mouth, which I'm really look up. The person who was nominated as a top indie hacker the last year at the product camp, but he always showed that his previous experiences that it's not really easy to make money from your product quickly. And this is also reality that we might need to understand. So what's the fallback plan we could have? We can live in the dream, but it's not really easy to keep living in the dream. Okay, winning at hackathon, it's absolutely good. By the way, this is me. I went to the hackathon, like 5 hackathon, global hackathon last year. And this is actually a really good opportunity. But sometimes, like hackathon might be not enough for actual collaboration work and the validation of actual collaboration work capability. And also, sponsors of the hackathon gives you the money. Sometimes it's just you can use the API because this is how their business is. So I believe that like actual like great building skill or is, like the better things, the skills we should learn sometimes require the collaboration skills and the technical communication, which is not just like how really they are really good at the skill of the pitching or like what they're building, what they capable to tell their vision. Also, that's another really like important skill to build. But how can we assess these skills and capability, or is there any path to learn these experiences and skills? So this is my question that I've been having. Like, is there any other confident path to guarantee your global skill as a software developer? If I'm going back to the 18 years old right now, and regardless of your location, your nationality, your mother tongue, or your financial situation. And so this is the first question. The other question is the other side. If you're an early stage startup, and imagine like you just closed seed fundraising from tier 1 VC, maybe Y Combinator, maybe like Founders Inc. Who do you want to work with at your company? Who do you want to hire to build your dream team? What aspect you look for your candidate? And so nowadays we can work from anywhere all over the world. How do you find the hidden potential talent from the hidden place? Hidden place means if you can't meet all people from all over the world physically, but online or in any special community, you might be able to meet with them from like Lulu part of Japan or India, the Philippines or whatever, like Southeast Asia. So I think the confident path I could say is this. So this is Gary Tam, the president and CEO of Y Combinator. He tweeted this post on LinkedIn and Twitter. It kind of goes viral. But if you keep a look like this, YC is hiring. So they assume that this kind of there's a lot of like element that what kind of people they are looking for, but this is the clear way to show like their interest, their capability, their how do you say it? Like all of this kind of characteristics the people like they are looking for. This is one way, but I think it's very strong example. In that case, so when I take a look at the current like hiring market or current like human resource market in general, I see this kind of inefficiency of the matching. So what the problem is? So as I'm explained, famous and well-branded companies, it's kind of top 1%, top 10% of all the great companies, imagine. And then this part, a lot of people actually will goes to apply for this job in the roles, and they are very packed, crowded. Instead, there's another a lot of like great companies, interesting companies. They're working on something very mission critical stuff, but just unknown, just unbranded, and it's not really easy to attract the best people who might be able to work very well. So I think this kind of inefficiencies existing in the market. Hey. All right. So yeah, I think simply say I see there is a two problem: discovery and validations. And I'd say I'd love to give my solutions as a mapping to the open source contributions. Yeah. So I'm trying to solve this issue through the matching of interests and skills using contributions. But it's not just easy. There's have some issues existing in the market. And I'll give the solution optimizing the capability of LLM, basically to understand the contextual of the what the candidates are really good at and what the maintainer or its company looking for, especially the supporting discovery and matching process. Yeah, so this is how it works. And sorry, I don't really have the time, but I'm working on to organize some workshop. If you're curious or if you have some knowledge, if you have some like something, you have some opinion or experiences, please sign up and let me know and keep in touch. Thank you so much. Um, questions, opinions?
Inspiring.
Inspiring.
Do you work with GitHub, or you use like the GitHub API?
Using GitHub API, you mean what's the tech stack I'm using?
Yeah, you went very fast, and you said you were using the GitHub issues as like a data point to match between person.
Yes.
It's only using open source repos, so I guess you don't have to work with GitHub. You do that directly using the API.
Using API, but I think open source repos will be able to, like, let's say web scraping or whatever. Like I can get the information of what's the repo is open, and checking the status and the conversation. I'm building a GitHub app, and which it doesn't matter if their repository is open or closed, private or open, but we can get the all like information on the commits and then see what's kind of commits and the pull requests they do and get back the feedback. So I think in case of this one is kind of basically all the information in public and I can get just scraping, but I can get more like deeper information, asking them to give us some sort of like control using the GitHub app. So it doesn't matter if it's open source or not open source, to be honest.
Okay.
But creating the credibility, I think the have some like transparency of the credibility is, I think it's important. So that's why I'm starting from that point.